Hello everybody, it's time to talk about our Patreon, because if you haven't been watching the Star Wars RPG production updates or the vlog or anything, you haven't heard about it, and I figured it's probably worth mentioning to the vast majority of the rest of you, simply because of the amount of benefits that it gives to the channel. So we launched a Patreon to support the tabletop RPG series, to get it running and off the ground, because we need to buy certain pieces of equipment that are really expensive for that kind of thing, like cameras. And generally that is the case with this. It's just going to support that tabletop RPG series, and then we're thinking that after that it will be gone. We'll shut it down after that, depending on how successful or not it is. But then it's not just for that tabletop RPG series, because everything that we're buying with that, we're getting a couple cameras, a new microphone setup, and a capture card for the cameras. So all of that stuff actually directly affects the rest of the channel. With that stuff, we can make really good content on the rest of the channel, like these videos. It wouldn't be background footage. I could do it with a video camera. How cool would that be? Or we could do interviews with people, like people within the industry, especially because I'm going to be in Atlanta. There's a lot of large companies there, like Tripwire, Hi-Rez. Those are two really good examples of companies that make games that we could probably do interviews with people with. Or when we're doing our Star Wars tabletop RPG stuff, we can have interviews with the people from Fantasy Flight, who make the Star Wars tabletop RPG to begin with. So there's things like that. Not to mention the fact that in the fall, not if, but when we do scary games, and when we eventually do Resident Evil 7 when that comes out, because it looks really sweet. I played the demo. It's pretty spoopy. I can't wait. I'm gonna probably have Alex play through it, because look, if I have to do Alien, he could do Resident Evil. But generally speaking, we can have a scare cam with that kind of stuff. We can do just channel updates and have a nice little set and everything. It'll be great. So this Patreon doesn't just affect the tabletop RPG, though that's the reason why we have it. It will also greatly affect the rest of the quality of the channel, especially when it comes to microphone quality, because with this, we're getting a mixer, we're getting a proper microphones for the actual setup, but I would use one of them for my normal setup, so just the general production quality on the channel will go up. It will be really, really freaking nice, actually. So if you want to support us with this, you can go to patreon.com/OSWguild. That's our link, but there are a few things that I want to explain briefly about Patreon and how it works. So you could be a content creator where people pledge to get like specific videos, or pledge just as a monthly thing. But the way we're doing it is we have a goal. I had ballparked it to begin with to be about $3,000 for all of the equipment. Turns out it's actually pretty close to that, and I have on the Patreon page the stuff listed. So if you want to see what we're getting, you can go look. And you may go to those cameras and be like, dang, that's an expensive camera. Yes, it is. That being said, it's actually really cheap for that quality of camera. That's actually the cheapest of that quality of camera that you can find. Most production cameras are like $2,000 to $3,000 minimum, so it's really nice to be able to find something like that. And it works really well. It looks really nice. I've looked at footage of it that is recorded with it, rather. So the goal is just like how much we actually need to get all this Star Wars stuff. We're probably going to end up putting our own money into that anyways. And then the rewards is something that I quickly wanted to mention. So the rewards we've decided are accumulative, which means if you give us if you pledge $5, then you get that base reward. You can pledge $1 though. So say you can only give $1. Well, if you give over the course of the next couple months as we're preparing for this, $5 worth, you'll get the $5 reward. Or if you give $5, then later you give a total of 20, you'll get the $25 reward. So that's how we're handling it. We have all the data, so we can see who's given what. That means we can properly give out rewards for that kind of stuff. The base reward, the $5 one, is going to be, we're going to have our own little set where we do our tabletop RPG, but also where we record vlogs and everything. And on that set, we haven't decided what it'll be. It'll probably be a picture or a piece of big furniture, like the bookshelf that's going to be holding a lot of the stuff. Either way, whoever donates 5 or more, we're going to write their name on that piece. So say it's like a really nice, cool little painting or picture or something. I don't know. Or maybe it's that bookcase. We're going to write your guys' names on it, and then we're going to take a close-up picture of it and send it to you so you know where yours is at in relation to everything else. But we think it's cool that if you guys are helping us build what we're having on the channel, then you guys should be a part of that. And what better way to actually have your name be branded on things? I think that's really cool. It'll be fairly noticeable from the camera, but not overwhelming. It'll look kind of like a cool little pattern with the writing, and just generally speaking, the writing will be small enough that it's probably going to be too hard to read from the camera angles we're having on most stuff. That's why we're sending you the close-up, and you could point to all your friends and be like, my name is right there, and you could prove to them with your picture. It'll be cool. Then everything else from then on at the moment is RPG related. So by giving certain tiers of money, you will get yourself into our RPG game, whether it's on a list of random NPC names that I draw from, and the players are like, we want to go find this NPC to sell us this random drug. They can do that because they could be smugglers, or maybe they just want to find a person to ask about information, or like a courier to send a message. Well, a lot of those NPCs have names, so I have a huge list of names that I just randomly draw from. So your name could be a part of that. Or the higher up you go, the more notified your name is. So you could be the name of a massive NPC who's this quest giver and the people always come back to. Or you could be a crucial, almost plot protected NPC that's really important. Or you could even be a villain, a good villain, not a villain that just dies in a sarlacc pit, that kind of thing. Like a villain that lasts a long story arc, and you will be the name of it. I think that's really fun. And the way I'm determining that is when we get the names going and I get that list and I start preparing all that later this summer, I will send all of our patrons a message through Patreon and be like, what name do you want to use? Because I could just use the ones that you're submitting with, but that's not always accurate. So I'll ask everybody, what name do you want? I think that's a lot of fun. So if you want to help us out and give money, I'm going to be really frank here. The ad revenue from YouTube has been terrible the past couple of years, and it's just getting worse and worse. So, this is where you're seeing a lot of content creators go, especially during the summer, to make up for that, or they're taking huge brand deals. We're just, all we want to do is get the Star Wars series going and then see where it goes from there. So we've already had quite a few people donate and just already have some really cool rewards going on for them. And any rewards we add in the future will be retroactively added into there, so you won't have to worry about that. You'll get them. But just, if you want to, you can go to patreon.com/OSWguild and support us. It means a lot to us. You're literally making what you already like about the channel better, and it's a good way to put your money where your mouth is. I see a lot of people that comment and say, man, I really wish that you had more subscribers, that you had more of this. Well, honestly, when we go to places like Blackmagic and we send them PR emails saying hey, we're going to buy a couple cameras from you guys, what can you do to help us? When we can provide them with a thing saying, look at all these people who want to support this and want this and are putting their money where their mouth is, they're more likely to do that kind of thing. We got really lucky with Fantasy Flight supporting us and sending us books and stuff, and there'll be a video of the Star Wars RPG books coming up soon. But if we have data to suggest that people actually want this thing by actually putting money into it, then they are more likely to give us way cooler stuff. And maybe we end up half of our goal, but we're still able to get our stuffs because these companies are giving us great deals. So that's kind of the goal. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. One last thing, Patreon currently goes through on the 1st of each month. So if you are a patron of ours and you've given money, it will not show up on your account until the 1st of the month. That's just how it is currently, just so you're aware of that. We've had some questions on that. And any rewards we add into there will be retroactive, so you'll get them if you're at certain tiers, and those are where new rewards are added. Aside from that, yeah, ask any questions. Go to patreon.com/OSWguild, even if you're not interested, just to check it out and see what it's all about, and read through the stuff, and even see the gear that we're going to get, because it's pretty sweet. But with that being said, we shall see you guys next time.